Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've got a few pre-show notes for you. First, a reminder. All of the content we produce is available on our website at finalshowfilms.com, as well as youtube.com/senstaku, senstaku.podbean.com, twitch.tv/senstaku, and on iTunes. We are only able to do the things we do thanks to the kind support of our Patreon donors. We give a special shout out to our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Cat Waterflame. If you'd like to support us that way, be sure to check it out. Secondly, a thank you to the folks over at 411mania.com. They produce articles and content related to wrestling, MMA, movies, music, and gaming. Go check them out. We appreciate their support as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe, comment, and rate, if possible, wherever you listen to or watch our content. It helps us know what you like, what you don't like, and helps us make more content. Feedback is always appreciated. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live! Hello everybody and welcome back to Gran Terra Rebirth, episode 18. I'm John, the game master for the evening, and with me today is William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Baldwin Ironhand, Dwarven Cleric of the Forge.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I am playing Agdasol, the elfin archer, ranger.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Hope, rogue, Azamar, barbarian.
And Patricia.
Hi, I'm Patricia. I'm playing Kaylin, Bladesinger, rogue.
And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Corbin, human battlemaster.
And Sarah.
I'm Sarah, and I play 5, a Phoenix Soul Sorcerer, Drow.
And we are short Jeremy, who is feeling sick and is going to be joining us today. So, when last we met our heroes, they had an epic confrontation with the demigod Umbra, which ended with his soul being trapped in a gem and given over to the enigmatic Cal, the head of an information broker and head of a trading company, the Argyle Trading Company in Core. Also the boss of like 3 people in the party now. And the group sort of recovered after that because it was quite a harrowing fight. We last left off with Hope going somewhere. And Kaylin, I believe, was going to follow.
Yes.
So.
Yep. I have errands.
Where you going, Hope?
I am trying to head to the temple for Laretha, or however the heck you pronounce her name.
Laretha. That's right.
Okay. Laretha.
There's a lot of silent letters in that name.
Yeah, it's very confusing. Laretha, in the temple district, I assume.
Okay. Yeah, you can head there.
Okay.
Are you trying to hide the fact that you're heading there?
Yes, I am.
Give me a stealth check.
I assume that someone's following me, so yes.
Give me a stealth check.
25.
Okay, you're fairly stealthy. So you head out and you vanish into the crowd. Kaylin, you head out looking for Hope and cannot see where Hope went.
She suspects she's going to the Temple of Laretha, though. So.
Out of curiosity, why?
Because
Because the temple you know her from is not the Temple of Laretha.
Yes, but she does know that the deity that she's associated with is Laretha. And since there was a connection to the Tower of the Gods and the scrolls that she's supposed to be looking for, she's assuming...
Okay. That's logical enough. So yeah, you head in that direction as well. Hope you get there well ahead of Kaylin, though, so you find yourself at the Temple of Laretha. It is the temple itself is very Grecian in design, primarily due to the perfect symmetry of the design, with the sort of the marble columns and the vaulted ceilings, with depictions of various deities sort of lining the thing, all meeting in the middle where the depiction of Laretha is, and with an open door. Like, it's basically an archway, not a doorway, that goes into it. So.
Okay. Yep, I go in.
you go in. And again, this wide, it's fairly open actually, marble interior that has a variety of clerics and priests moving about. There is definitely a large scale motif going on as you look around. Everything is perfectly balanced except in very specific places where it is obviously and intentionally imbalanced. Laretha kind of has a thing.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, what are you looking to do while you're here?
I look distinctly uncomfortable, and is there any like organization of like ideally I don't want to actually talk to people. I just want to find like a library that will tell me these things, but I don't know if there is information in there.
Laretha's as the goddess of secrets and knowledge does not have a library in her temples.
Yeah, I figured.
All the knowledge is held by the priesthood.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I go up to a priest.
Right.
Someone.
You find there is a female looking individual at the very least. That you sort of approach, who, when she turns to you, you see that her eyes are mismatched. One is blue, one is green. And as she sort of pulls her hood back as you approach, you see that her hair is quite long, and it's split down the middle, blonde and red.
Yep. Okay.
May I help you?
Yes, I had some questions about the scales of fate. As a thing, they're a thing, and
an eyebrow raises.
Yep.
Yes.
I was just curious about what they do.
Well, they are scales that balance fate. Hence the name, Scales of Fate. Unless you mean in a more mechanical aspect, but they are the divine tool of Laretha, which she uses to balance out truths and falsehoods.
Okay, but she doesn't have them.
You see a blank look on the priest's face. It's like
she doesn't. Okay. What would happen hypothetically if someone touched this? Someone mortal touched the scales of fate.
If they were a physical object.
Yes.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
The tools of the divine are made for the divine. Mortals wouldn't be able to use them.
What if it got hypothetically fragmented and someone picked it up?
Then it would be a fragment of a divine tool.
Yes, and there was a thing outside the city yesterday that was born from a fragment of a divine thing that killed my friend. So,
well, while I'm not certain what that is that you're talking about, a divine object.
Umbra.
Of course, his name is Umbra. You're having the sudden realization that that's right. Not everybody knows all the stuff you know.
I know.
A divine object, once sundered, would have to be put back together before it could be utilized. If such a thing were an item you could utilize, not a concept in the portfolio of the gods.
I mean, okay. So
in the back of your head, you hear, "This person doesn't know what you're talking about."
Oh, I can tell. Can I speak to your manager?
The High Priestess
Yes, please.
is currently at the Triumvirate serving her role there.
When's she coming back?
She doesn't often frequent the temple.
Well,
If you would like to speak with her, you could go to the Triumvirate.
Where is that?
The Triumvirate is the House of Law, basically.
Yep. Okay.
And it is the big building that's connected to the Ranger, the Cornet Rangers headquarters.
Okay.
And basically that's where the adjudicators, the three adjudicators that basically are judges and lawmakers of Core reside. Yes, Aaron.
Just for Mara's benefit, didn't Hope previously meet the High Priestess when she did the glowy eyes thing at us?
Yes,
Yeah.
you have indeed met the High Priestess previously. That would be High Priestess Harita, the Ebony Adjudicator of the Triumvirate.
Okay. That sounds great. Thank you for your assistance. Have a nice day. Turn around and walk out.
Very well. And you turn, she pulls the hood back up, and you walk out. Kaylin, you arrive at the temple. Hope, are you stealthing out, or are you just walking out?
Probably walking out, because I figure, yeah, I probably figure at that point that if no one's followed me there, then I'm okay. So
Kaylin,
we'd probably run.
So you walk out as Kaylin's walking in, and
Learn anything?
No, absolutely useless. I have some more errands to run.
I wanted to talk to you away from the rest of the group.
Okay. Let's get away from the Temple of Secrets and nonsense.
Sure.
Walk a little ways away. Yeah?
So, are these scales that you're supposed to be looking for associated with the Tower of the Gods?
I don't know. They got lost, apparently, when the world ended. And
you seem like you really don't want to go into the tower.
No, I don't. I don't know.
You don't have a choice.
What's he saying?
That I don't have a choice, so it's great. Everything's great.
Specifically in a sing-song voice. Don't forget that part.
He's decided to start singing.
Oh,
it's worse. No, I don't like the gods, so in general.
Hey, that's not nice.
Why you don't have a choice?
I don't have a choice because of the deal I made, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
confirmation.
Some connection.
Yeah. No, and I want to make sure I don't. That thing. Umbra that we fought yesterday, it was. So we started out with thinking, oh, he's an Azamar and terrible and leading a cult. That's terrible. And then we killed him. And then we came back and we're like, oh, he's a revenant. And by that point, I had become one. And that's terrible. And then we find out that he's started to become a demigod. And because he's, I don't know, swallowed or got in contact with a piece of Eidos. And I don't know what having the scales will do to me. And I don't like that.
Does finding the scales complete your deal?
No, finding and returning? Returning where, actually? Because I don't know this. Where am I supposed to return them to?
To Laretha.
How am I supposed to find her?
Don't worry, she'll find you.
Okay. No, I have to return the scales, which means I have to go talk to a god. Apparently.
So you find them, you talk to the god, and
Yep.
you die.
Yeah.
Would we be able to bring you back?
I don't think so. There's a scale situation sort of on the other side there, and I think that's sort of the end point. Once I go past that.
Okay. Well, you are going to go into the tower.
I guess I have to.
Okay.
What are these scales? So the scales, they what? Judge fate? I don't. What did they do again? They.
The wording you were given was,
Yeah.
they are the things that the god uses to balance truth from falsehood.
Okay. Yeah.
Whether or not you
it's-
believe that, you don't know. You could go.
Yeah.
You could always go ask Harita for more
I know.
clarification.
Yeah. I don't know. These scales do something, and I'm worried about it. That's all.
Well, I'm worried about you. I mean, I'll go with you, of course, but don't like any of this.
Me either.
And on that dour note, we switch back to the Adventurers League, or the Adventurers League, to the Adventurers Guild. I guess it could be technically a league, where Corbin has just arrived back after a night at a brothel. Baldrin is currently sitting at a table with Elisaria and Galadir. And Selena is off in a corner brooding like Selena does. So, what are you guys
I'll go
up to?
sit over at the table with everybody else.
Right. Well, Corbin, you sit down. Baldrin is there with a massive keg of dwarvish alcohol. And Galadir and Elisaria are there as well.
I don't remember where the conversation left off, so if you give me
Conversation left off with Kaelin leaving. As far as I recall, the last thing that you had said was to Hope that you wanted to go into the tower, and Hope said, well, I gotta go run some errands, and you're like, not today, in a couple of days. I hurt all over.
Yeah.
And then Hope and
Basically
Kaelin
it.
left, and then Corbin came in. And now Corbin has come over and sat down.
Ah, Corbin. Welcome back.
Yeah. You're getting started pretty early.
Please, there's no such thing as too early for a good stiff drink.
Also, yeah, from what I've learned, there's also nothing as too early for a dwarf.
But I see you're back from your adventures.
That's a word for him, yeah.
Yes, it is. And I'm going to leave it at that. But I was just discussing with a few of our friends before some of them decided they needed to go run errands about what we were going to do next.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering when the tower thing was going to happen.
My goal is immediately after we're done resting and recovering, which will be a couple of days, in all honesty, but a couple of days of rest and then to the tower.
That works for me. What?
Galadir just sort of hums and drinks a glass of wine.
Thoughts, Archmage? I look at Galadir.
He shrugs. The tower is fascinating. I've been in there myself once. It's a curious construct. It changes itself based on the mental state of those going in. Shapes itself to their thoughts.
Well, that certainly sounds like some of our party is going to have an amount of fun.
Not quite so directly as you might conceive. To me, it became a puzzle impossible to solve. One that the mere act of analyzing was the goal. It is a strange place.
Not very many people come back once they've gone in, from what I remember and hear about.
It was not
people
dangerous.
actually going in.
It was not dangerous for me. Though I imagine that if you believe it to be a dangerous place, it will become so.
What will I find inside the tree? Only what you take with you.
It is a most curious construct, one which few have delved far into.
Well, my goal is a simple one. To peel back the veil that hides the world.
Well,
Hope the tower will accommodate.
good luck for you then. Perhaps with that goal in mind, it will reveal something more sustainable than it has to others.
But nonetheless, I'm still drinking off a fight with a demigod, so it's going to wait a couple of days.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What do you know? Yeah. Who had errands?
Hope had something to do, and her friend followed her out.
Oh, all right. They say where they were going?
Not off the top of my head, they didn't.
All right. I guess I'll just wait here and drink then. Where's 5?
That's a very good question. I look around, do I see 5?
Nope. You do not see 5.
You have one job. No, I'm just kidding.
She's probably off thinking about what I had to tell her earlier today.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, so...
She wanted to know how she would need to communicate with our friend the Shadowborn, and I had to break the truth to her that she had to use words.
I mean, yeah, technically that's what you need to talk to people, but I mean,
those who can't use words have to make do, and they do quite well for themselves, but 5 is perfectly capable of saying words. She just doesn't, and it would likely be best if she did, in all honesty.
that's a good thing I can read, else all I'd hear was 5. And everything else she says. The one other word.
Well, using that as a jumping point, unless
Yep.
the two of you have anything else you want to discuss. 5, what are you doing? Outside the walls, heading to the south towards the forest.
Hanging out in the forest, looking for bunnies, just gonna hang out.
Give me a investigation check. You do not find any bunnies, unfortunately.
Oh,
You
Do
do
I find
find
anything?
you find a large variety of squirrels.
Oh. Okay. Then I find a place to sit and just sit down.
Okay. You sit down amidst the squirrels, the occasional bird, having a Disney princess moment.
No bunnies.
No bunnies, unfortunately. Yggdrasil, You're in the
Yep.
You're in the Temple of Argon.
Yeah, I am.
Are you doing anything other than sitting around?
Moping, praying.
Moping and praying
Depends
are
on
two
your
things you can
interpretation.
definitely do. Do you want to talk to anybody that is there?
No, again, I'm just. He's really just hanging out until someone comes by to kick him out.
Well, you have quite a while because they don't kick people out of the Temple of Argon. Nobody gets kicked out of the Temple of Argon unless you are particularly drunk and belligerent.
No, for once in my life, or for once in the last 5 years of my life, I'm reasonably sober.
There you go. And that brings us back around to Hope and Kaylin. What are the two of you doing?
Okay. So, yeah, they didn't know much of anything. This is a bunch of crap about, I don't know, metaphors and shit. I was gonna go and try and maybe talk to the Ebony Judicator.
Oh.
I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but it sort of stares into your soul, and it's not pleasant.
Alright.
You think it's not pleasant. Imagine being in your soul.
I mean, I'll go with you if you'd like.
That'd be nice, yeah. Let's go.
So-
Let's get this over with.
The two of you head to the Triumvirate. You make your way pretty quickly through the streets of Kor to basically. So the way the sort of the administration section of the city is laid out, basically, there is a castle. Flanking the castle is the Triumvirate and the Temple of Kor, and then attached to the Triumvirate are the Cornet Rangers headquarters. The castle is where you go to get to the Tower of the Gods. You go through there to get to the tower. And so between it and the headquarters is the Triumvirate, which the two of you head to. And it is a massive three-towered fort, for lack of a better term, where most of the administration of the city happens. All the paperwork is stored there: birth certificates, legal information, bank information, all the stuff that would need to be regulated and run by the law, by the rule of the law, is handled there. It's also where the courts are. It's where it's where a lot of the what's the term for lawyer that's not lawyer, but it's a different term. Those people, advocates, thank you, to my brain. That's where the advocates are.
Attorneys.
And it's also where the judicators are. The three people that represent each one faction of the Triad Pantheon, based and chosen by their church and by their deity to be these sort of arbiters of truth. The three of them are Saladri, the prime judicator, which is the one chosen by the Sundered God, who sort of represents the neutral section of the pantheon. Usanis, the platinum judicator, who represents who represents the dragon queen, and Harita, the ebony judicator, who represents the scale bearer, Laritha. And within the triumvirate, they each sort of have their own wings: the prime, platinum, and ebony wing. Platinum on the left, prime in the middle, ebony on the right. And so the three of you walk into this massive building, and yeah, it's just nothing but people moving around, doing paperwork and running errands and running messages back and forth. It's fairly busy as you enter into the building. I assume you're going to be heading towards the ebony wing.
Yep.
So yeah, you head over there, and there is each wing sort of is in like the main room of this massive building. They each have like sort of a reception desk. And so you head over to the ebony reception desk. There is a woman dressed in black, sitting there doing paperwork as you approach, who looks up at you. Yes. How may I help you?
I need to speak to Harita.
And
I don't have an appointment. My name is Hope.
You don't have an appointment. Okay, that answers my first question. And what would the matter be regarding?
The scales of fate.
Miscellaneous magical items. Okay. And is there a time frame in which you would like to speak with the adjudicator?
Now.
Well, I'm afraid she's pretty booked with meetings in the now section. I will check with her. I can check with her calendar and see what days she has available to squeeze in personal meetings with the adjudicator, unless you have some more pressing issue.
No, yeah, I, have just a messenger from her goddess sort of speaking in my brain all the time, and they say it's urgent, so...
I did not say that. You hear in your brain. Alright, well, I will inform her that a messenger in your brain is requesting an audience. One moment. And she'll stand up and step back towards the door behind her and close it behind her.
So stand there tapping impatiently.
All right. Well, the two of you are standing there at the desk. You're going to be waiting for a few minutes. So, shifting back to Boldrin and Corbin. So, are the two of you content to drink all day, or are the two of you doing anything else?
Boldrin is currently in rest mode, so yeah, he's going to rest for a bit, meditate on both Storm Herald and on the tower some more, and basically recover.
Okay.
Corbin will drink with Boldrin for probably like an hour, just one or two flagons, and then head off to the nearest training spot to either spar with anybody that will or that wants to, or to just practice on some dummies.
Okay. So when you get to the training grounds, they're not in the building. They're sort of a bit of ways away, near a barracks to the Cornet Rangers. You find when you get there a couple of different people already sparring, and being curious, you step and watch. Two people in particular are sparring. One is a armored knight-like figure, dressed in sort of platinum silvers with a red tunic, wielding a great sword. The other is a half-orc, dressed in... You would describe it as the leather of something that was not made of skin. It's definitely looks like it's made of like it's sort of patterned after a leather, but it's not leather. It's scaly. It's like maybe dragon hide or something.
Okay.
And this half orc has a spear and no shield. And as they are sort of sparring, you watch, they seem to be fairly evenly matched. The warrior with the great sword is swinging it powerfully, and you can sort of just hear the air hum as the sword passes through. But every time it seems like it would strike a true blow, the spear wielder simply knocks it to the side with the haft of spear, spinning it back around and returning with a slash or a thrust from the spearhead. And the spear itself is also slightly strange from what you're familiar with. Rather than simply an arrowhead point, it's actually a slightly longer blade, with a you'd probably classify it more as a glaive than a spear.
Yeah, it kind of has a straightish back.
Yeah, it's got sort of it sort of has a straightish back, but it's edged on both sides. It's like straight back with a curve to it, but both sides have an edge. Almost like a spearhead was bent in a banana shape. Almost. And yeah, they are sort of expertly dueling in such a way that they never quite connect, but it definitely seems like they should.
Yeah, after watching for a couple minutes, each of them, I actually can tell a couple things about them. They're, let's see. Do either of them have any fighter levels?
No.
Okay. Then I guess I'll be able to. I can tell their total class levels. It doesn't tell me what class they are.
What's the ability you're referencing?
The 7th level fighter ability, know your enemy. If I spend a minute watching somebody for outside of combat, then I learn certain information about them.
Let me see what information you learn. Pull it up
I learned
here.
2 things. If it's equal, superior, or inferior in regard to 2 of the following choices. So I guess they're inferior in fighter classes. But yeah, and then
Is this a battle master thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That's it. Know your enemy. Sphere. Your choice. Strength score, dexterity score, constitution score, armor class, current hit points, total class levels, if any, fighter. So they are superior to you in class levels, but not fighter levels.
Okay. Do they have emblems or anything like that, markings on their armor?
Give me a perception check.
I perceive everything. 12.
So the armored one, you can definitely tell is a member of the Sundered Templar. You've seen them before. Specifically, It's a member of the Lord's Blade, the red color-coded half of the Sundered Templar. The other one, you're not familiar with, but is definitely fighting in a very similar manner to the paladin. You knowing the Templar, you're assuming that the armored one is a paladin.
Yeah.
But is definitely fighting in a very similar manner, and you sort of see people off to the side, sort of placing bets as they go.
Okay. I'll walk over to the group, the other people that are watching and that are placing bets and stuff, and I'll say, "So how long have they been going at this?"
Look over. Half an hour now. Yeah.
Has either of them scored a hit?
Nope. That one is part of the Lord's Blades. It says pointing at the Sundered Templar. That one is a Kultiran battle priest.
All right. Yeah.
No. We haven't had a couple of them came in earlier today. We're not sure why. This one came to spar, and Paladin was here, so Paladin on Paladin violence ensued.
All right. Well. All right. Is anybody here willing to spar with me instead of watching other people?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and you can find a sparring partner.
All right. Yeah. I'll when I'm sparring, I'll kind of let myself get distracted and keep an eye to see how long they're fighting too.
All
And
right.
when that ends, I'll try to end my fight as quickly as possible, so I can talk to the Kultiran battle priest.
Okay. While that's happening, before we go back to Hope and Caitlin, is anybody else wanting to do anything else? I'll take that as
That's
a no.
no.
All right. So back in the triumvirate, after about 20 minutes or so, the lady returns. Well, the Ebony Judicator has expressed her concern for the information you have, and has stated that if you'd like to make an appointment, we can probably pencil something in for next month.
Ah. Well, that's clearly great. I might be dead by then, so that's fun. Sure. Let's go with Monday.
All right. So we will, and sort of pulls up the calendar, which
How
I am also
busy
doing.
is this area?
Pretty busy.
People going in and out. Okay.
Lots of people.
She's distracted by writing stuff in.
So we will have you coming in on.
I'm gonna sneak away.
We'll say.
I have no intention of keeping this appointment.
2 courteous of Draco, and then so give me a stealth check.
Yep. 19.
So she looks up and at Kaylin and like looks around, not seeing Hope. But like the statement has been addressed, and she's looking at Kaylin like waiting for, apparently expecting an answer.
Obviously, her manager.
Where are you heading, Hope?
I'm heading up to whatever. I have no idea what anything is in here or where she might be.
To start off with, are you heading through the door behind her?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, the door's unlocked. So you slip around, leaving Kaylin as a patsy apparently.
Kaylin couldn't have helped you thinking, but okay.
Opening the door and sliding through. Yeah, you find yourself on the other side. You find yourself in a hallway that has rows of doors. Terminates at sort of a T-junction that has stairs going up to left and right.
Okay. Right up the stairs. I assume she's going to be in. She's maybe in meetings of some sort. So I'm looking for like a meeting room.
Okay, give me another stealth
These look
check.
like offices. All right. 16.
Okay, so you.
They're getting worse.
And head up the right hand staircase, finding yourself on sort of a more open office area. There are desks with people writing and doing sort of paperwork and dealing with various hundreds of things. Give me a perception check.
Okay. 23.
And sort of focusing in and paying attention, you do see the familiar sight of Harita with sort of a black dress and white blindfold over her eyes that you could still see the eye-shaped dots of light shining through as she and 2 others sort of are walking about halfway through the room. You duck back so you're not seen and look out again and see them going up another staircase on the opposite side of this open office area.
Okay. It's an open office area. There's not anything to hide behind. I'm going to stride through like I know what I'm doing and why I am here, which is true.
Okay.
And like I belong there, which is not.
Give me a deception check.
Okay. 13.
Let's see if they are busy enough to not notice. Well, with a 2, you managed to walk through without being noticed. So yeah, you sort of take this on this confident pose, straight back, like, I'm supposed to be here, I'm the appointment next. And walk through, and nobody bats an eye at your presence.
Perfect. All right, I'm following where they went.
All right, so you head up the stairs after them, and
Yep.
you don't. Are you trying to catch up, or are you trying to see where they're going?
Who was with her?
You just saw 2 figures. You weren't really paying attention to them.
Okay, yeah.
But 2 other people.
2 other people. I'm trying to catch up with them.
Okay. So you get to the top of the stairs just in time to sort of see them stepping into a room. You see Harita sort of closing a door behind her as they've stepped into sort of a side room on this hallway that you found yourself in up here.
Mm-hmm. And I'm rushing forward to try and stick my foot in the door.
Okay, give me an initiative check. Let's just see if you can
All right.
get to the door before it closes.
Ooh, that's a natural one, though.
You sort of you're not quite at the top of the stairs yet, and so you try to take the last 2 stairs at the same time, and your foot gets caught, and you just whoop, on the floor as the door closes. And you just banged up your knee and your face at the same time. Just you do the you do the Peter Griffin thing of just
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the door is closed.
Ow. Limp over to the door. And knock.
There was conversation before you got to the door that drops as soon as the knock on the door happens. And the door opens. And you see, standing before you, the humanoid face of High Captain Lorien of the Cornet Rangers. Open the door and look down at you. Yes?
Was he... Yeah. I'm trying to remember if he was the person who... Because I get them confused.
Lorien is the captain of the Cornet Rangers.
Okay,
not
gotcha.
Tithian, the leader of the Adventurers League.
Okay,
or the Adventurers Guild. Fuck.
Yeah, we fought with him. It's not... We didn't meet him, though. Okay.
Oh, you did meet him.
Hi.
You met him when he sort of debriefed everyone. And why did my internet suddenly decide to glitch the fuck out? I don't know why.
Oh.
But everything's back.
Yeah, we can still hear you.
He did the interrogations.
Yeah, he did the interrogations.
Sweet. Okay. Hi. I just needed to have a quick word with Harita.
He looks over his shoulder at Harita, who looks at you, and you sort of see the again these eyes that pierce right through you. Mm-hmm. And in the back of your mind, you're going, "This was a stupid idea." And Harita just tilts her head. Let her in. Lorien steps back and allows you through. You see inside Lorien and somebody you don't recognize. Some form of nobility based on their dress. Very fine clothes, tall, fair skin, blonde hair, youngish male, maybe 18, 19, wearing blues and silvers, sort of sitting in a chair looking between Harita and you, kind of confused. And Harita, of course, who stands and looks at you.
Yes, sorry. I just had some questions. It's kind of on some private matters. Look at the 2 other people in the room.
She looks at the other 2. If the 2 of you would excuse us. And she walks over towards you, puts a hand on your shoulder. Please, follow me. And walks out of the room.
I follow.
You step outside. The door closes behind you. And she turns to look at you. So, what is so important that you decided to sneak your way past our receptionist and through our offices to speak with me?
Well, there's an appointment, but that's I'm just, jumping the gun on wanting an appointment. So that's all. I was wondering what the scales of fate are, what they do.
Why have you not asked the voice in your head?
Because it's vague and not helpful at all.
That is unfortunately the way of the gods. To be vague and rarely helpful.
I just wanted a second opinion because I've been told I have to go find the scales of fate, and no one else knows they're missing, so...
Our Lady is a goddess of secrets, after all.
So what do the scales of fate do?
I find it... What is your actual concern?
If they're going to turn me into something like the thing we fought yesterday, Umbra.
She sort of reaches out a hand and just sort of hovers it next to your temple. Do you want to make a wisdom save or choose to fail?
I'll choose to fail.
Okay. So you sort of feel this curious probing in your mind as the events of the past few days, and actually the past month or so, sort of are basically like rewound at rapid speed, and then read back out. And she sort of looks at you and just holds this hand near you, this warm energy flowing off of her hand and into your brain. Back of your head. That feels weird.
Yeah.
And after a few moments, the hand pulls away. I see. The thing that you fought was itself a piece of a god, given form. The scales are not that. They are a divine item, crafted by the Plane Shaper, bestowed upon Our Lady, to allow her the ease to perform her tasks. They are an extension of her, but they are not a part of her, and as such, when they are away from her, they are nothing but solid material. They are not sentient or capable of corrupting those that touch them. If that is your concern.
It was. Okay, that's...
Bear in mind, though, they are divine items. And while to a mortal they will simply be an impossibly large set of scales, at your touch they might awaken to something else, as you do have the seed of divinity within you. It should not be harmful, at least not to you, though it might be harmful to others.
Why me? These things have been lost for what? However many years it's been since whatever happened? Who else has been sent after these?
I assume it's because you owed her a favor.
Yeah, but there's probably been people who've owed her favors since then. What happened to them?
No one knows. That would be between them and Laretha.
Okay.
The Scale-Bearer does not give lightly her secrets. If there were others tasked with this divine quest, it would be between them and her.
Okay. That's all. That's it. You can go back to your meeting. I'm fine.
You will, of course, pay the fine for trespassing.
What? Fine for trespassing?
Yes. There are laws in our city, and when they are broken, there are fines.
I had an appointment, though. It's just the
Not
wrong
for
date.
another month. You didn't.
How much is the fine?
Report to my receptionist, explain your actions, and she will fine you appropriately. Be aware that if you try to sneak past her, she will likely not see you. But I will.
Fine.
And I imagine you don't want to stay another stint in the good Captain Lorian's jail.
No, I have stuff
Isn't
to
that
do.
why we joined the Adventurers League, so we wouldn't have to?
It is.
Yes. And I uncomfortably walk away.
And a smile. Know that the eyes of the triumvirate are ever on those who decide to take the law and walk past it. As you head downstairs. Lawful evil.
So, yeah.
Where you going? Actually, really quick. Meanwhile, Kaylin.
Yeah.
So, you see Hope slip through this door, and the receptionist is looking at you, slightly confused, but waiting for an answer.
Caitlin will accept the appointment on Hope's behalf.
Okay, writes it down. Is there anything else you require?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
And you just leave?
She's gonna go find like a lobby area or something to wait in.
You're effectively in the lobby, so yeah, you can find a place to sit.
She'll sit down.
About 10 minutes later, you see Hope coming back out through that door. Hope.
Hi. I apparently have to pay a fine.
The receptionist, surprised, looks around at you. What? And then, the most disapproving look you have ever received.
I'm used to them, yeah.
This is the disapproving look of someone who wholeheartedly, with all their heart and soul, believe in the rule of the law, and you broke it.
Oh, I don't care.
She very quickly writes down a thing and hands it to you, and it's a sort of a slip of paper that reads, fine for trespassing on private property, government property, whatever. It is 20 gold. To be paid in full to the treasury of Core.
Okay, where do I give this back? Here, or do I have to go somewhere else now?
She points, and you look over and you see the treasury is in the same building.
Okay, yeah.
You see a very stern-looking dragonborn sitting at like a bank window that is marked as the treasury.
All right, fine. I take the note and get 20 gold out of my pocket, and just sort of shove the gold at him and then
Well,
slide
so
the note in.
there's a line.
Oh, okay. This is
Do
getting
you wait?
worse.
Do you wait in line, or do you try to cut?
I'm annoyed.
Rogue Baron versus city bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Who
So
wins?
annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Okay.
This is all just striking me as Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Do you wait in line, or do you skip?
I am gonna try and cut through that line. Yeah.
And then there's
Dang it.
another fine for skipping the line.
All
and
right.
then back to the line.
So you skip up to the front of the line. The Dragonborn looks at you,
I have a fine to pay.
as do they. The line starts back there.
Yes, but I'm here now, and here's the gold.
He reaches under the counter, pulls out another slip of paper that looks familiar to the one that you just have, and hands it to you.
I glance at it.
The fine for skipping the line is 5 electrum.
Mm.
Yes.
Ah, fucking. I have 83 electrum. I take out 5 and slap it on the counter.
And along with the 20 gold,
Yes.
he takes all of it,
Okay.
puts it in a bag.
God damn it. Fine.
Oh.
I head over. I try and find Kaylin and head
Kaylin,
over.
you've been watching this whole interaction.
Was that
It's fine. Just great. Peachy. I got a fine, and one vague, sort of one useful answer and a lot of vagueness. It's good. Gods. This is why I don't like gods. Can we go?
yes?
Do you need to pay any fines or I don't know?
No,
Okay.
they're waiting for you.
Ugh, thanks. Let's leave.
Welcome to bureaucracy.
Don't like it.
I made a law system, and I like the fact that it's been implemented.
Raza had a much easier time with not liking gods.
It's true. There were less fines involved. So, before we go back to Corbin, does anybody else have anything else they want to do?
Bolton's good for today.
All right. Corbin. So yeah, eventually the fight does stop,
Okay.
and you see people very disappointed because it ends in a draw.
Of course it does.
And
That one guy who bet on a draw is like, can I have it?
there is
And
there is exactly one guy who is making money, and everyone else is upset. And they sort of break away and go to sort of towel off and do the things that you do after a good spar. So yeah, you now have the opportunity to speak to the Cornite, not the Coltiran battle priest.
Okay. I'll just quick sweep the legs out from under the guy that I was fighting and then be like, alright, I'm done. And then just walk away right after I'm done. Sweeping that out from under the legs.
Good match.
Yep, good one. Work on your shield work.
Yep.
And then I'll walk over toward the Kultir battle priest. And
So he is now that you're getting a slightly better look at him. Yeah, it's this fairly large, well-built half orc that has just sort of an undercut, basically like the sides of his hair, the side of his head shaved very short, and then the top of his head kept long, pulled back into a top knot. And again, wearing this, what you can only assume is some form of dragon hide. As you step up to him. Yes?
I haven't seen a fight like that in a while. Actually distracted me a bit while I was sparring with that one over there.
The sundered tin cans tend to put up a good fight when they want to.
Yeah. Big swords don't really do much if you can't hit anything, right?
It's true. Though, if they can hit, they do quite a lot.
Yeah. So where they said that a couple of you came into town or into Core. Are you guys here for a reason? I'm not familiar with your temple.
We don't have a temple, per se. Kultir doesn't worship in buildings.
Yeah.
Kultir worships on the battlefield. No, we come looking for recruits every few months. Those that would like to follow the path and learn our ways. We can always use a few more strong arms.
I believe we lost someone's camera.
Patricia's. Patricia, your camera turned off.
Patricia went away. BRB.
Oh.
Yeah.
And turned off her camera.
There we go.
All right. All right, but yeah. So yeah, that's your answer, Corbin.
Okay. And what exactly does one have to do to join your ranks? Because I know Kultir isn't the most popular, but
all that Kultir asks of his battle priests and followers is glory in battle and honor in life. If one wishes to join, then there is a rigorous set of trials meant to steal the body and steal the mind. But once done, you are free to roam, so long as, when given an edict from Kultir, it is followed. We occasionally have need to call our brothers-in-arms back to, well, the glory of Kultir.
Okay. Well,
you have the look of a mighty sword arm or spear arm about you. Would this be something you'd be interested in?
Possibly. I'm actually already a follower of Kultir. I just don't have a title.
A follower and a battle priest are two very different things.
I'm aware. I don't know if I would have done so well up against the sundered tin can, as you put it.
Well, if you're interested, our group will be in Core for another few days, training potential applicants. And any that seem fit to join our ranks, we will be taking south and east to undergo their trials.
Okay. Yeah. Where would I be? Where would you be gathering applicants in the town? Right.
We tend to stay at a small inn along the northern wall, the Misfits Respite, it's called.
Yep.
There aren't many places that will treat us fairly, shall I say.
Okay.
Look for us there, if you wish to pursue the glory of Kultir.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
He holds out a hand. He holds out a hand. Just like sort of forearm grasp shake.
Yeah.
Grabs it, shakes it.
Shake.
I am Garduk. If you wish to join us, ask for me.
Okay, Garduk. I'm Corbin.
He nods, and then he heads out.
Yep. And yeah, I'll head out as well, unless somebody wants to stop me and try sparring again.
No,
I got one more in me.
Unless you ask for a spar, no one's really. It's not like a hey, you want to fight. It's more of a.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll just head back and go for another few hours of drinking and rest with Boulder.
All right. Hope and Kaylin, where are you guys heading? Back to the guild?
Yeah, it's people, buildings, paperwork, lines.
So after a while,
Kayla's actually going to peel off. She wants to go.
Alright.
She's going to spend some time trying to figure out what she can about revenants and
Okay.
whether anything that would help them bring hope back. Or,
is there a particular place you would like to go study?
Library, maybe?
The regular library or a different library?
Is there some check I can make to see what would be most helpful?
Give me an intelligence. Give me an intelligence check. Just a flat intelligence ability check. I don't think anybody's told you about it from the party's perspective, but you have heard that the Elemental Magisters maintain a library that they refer to as the Black Archives. That tends to have the knowledge that isn't going to be in a normal library.
Okay. She'll go there.
All right, so you head to the building, the sort of home of the Elemental Magisters, which again is this squat, rundown-looking 2-story building with a big door in the front.
Okay, she'll go in.
You go up and knock on the door.
Yeah.
In the voice, in the back of your head, you hear a voice. Who goes there?
I'm looking for some information on revenants.
Well, I'm looking for some information on revenants. Is your name a coincidence, or is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. My name is Kaylin.
Next time, listen to the question. If you're looking for information on revenants, I assume you're here for the Black Archives.
Yes, please.
Plebeians. And the door opens up.
You a plebeian, me an intellectual.
Voices in the back of your head, they're annoying.
This one's just a magical door that gets irritated when people don't follow procedure.
Hey, we're in Fable.
Door opens up, and there is just sort of blackness beyond it.
All right,
This episode of Gran Terra Adventures, or Rebirth, sorry, bureaucracy and procedure.
You step through the black curtain of shadows and find yourself in a dusty old library that as you walk in, sort of torches and candles light with this ephemeral green flame. You're sort of on the first floor of this massive 6-7 story library that is definitely bigger than the building you just stepped into. And ahead of you is a dusty, cobweb-ridden sort of reception desk. And sitting behind it, collapsed into a chair, is a very well-dressed skeleton that's just sort of...
Okay. I guess she'll approach the desk.
As you approach the skeleton that seems for all the world to be a dead person that just sat there and died. Well, hello, and welcome to the Black Archives. How may I be of assistance?
I'm looking for some information on revenants.
Ah, fascinating. Ah, that is a very particular subject. I am Jack, the librarian. Welcome. I believe I can assist you in that matter. Come, follow me. The skeleton stands up, and it's a very dapper skeleton. Like, it's wearing like a pea coat with a top hat and has a monocle in one empty eye socket that it puts up in one empty eye socket and walks with a cane. Sort of puts the cane down and strides up these steps, and looks around, clicks its jaw together. Ah, yes, this way, if you're looking to bone up on some information. Takes a right. comes over to a set of bookshelves, reaches out with his cane and pulls one. The book sort of halfway comes off, clicks, rocks back into place, and the bookshelves part. Indicates with the cane. This way.
Yep.
You walk through?
Yep.
You walk through, and he stays behind, and the bookshelf closes behind you. You find yourself in a very dimly lit series of sort of stack of shelves. And as you start looking around, stepping around the corner of one of the stacks is Jack. Appears. Well then, what in particular on revenants are you looking for?
What happens when they die and whether they can be brought back? Or something to prevent them from...
I would recommend looking at this shelf then, he says, indicating the third shelf on the right. You should find everything you're looking for, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I've memorized all of these books. When you're dead, you have quite a lot of time.
Thank you.
Give me an investigation check. With a 9. Fortunately, you're in a very good area for reading things, so the DC is lower. You do find a book on revenants, talking about sort of what a revenant is, and sort of the basically a revenant is a creature who's, what you learn, a creature who has made a pact or a deal with some sort of celestial being, not necessarily a god. There are a variety of celestial entities or otherworldly entities that one could make a pact with, or they could also just be brought back by sheer force of will, depending on the person. And basically, you have an objective. Typically, a revenant's objective is revenge. They will stay alive until they kill the person that killed them, or killed the people that made them die. If they were executed, kill the person who ordered the execution, or if their village was burnt, kill the people who ordered the burning of the village. All of them, including the people that actually burnt the village, but, it's sort of a hit list. And then once that quest or command or whatever has been achieved, they die. They return to their rest permanently and cannot be resurrected. The idea being that the energy they use to sustain themselves after death basically burns that ability to come back that resurrection spells would use. Until they've achieved their goal, however, if they ever die, they just come back 24 hours later. Either in the spot where they died, or if their body was destroyed, elsewhere. Divine revenants sometimes have a thing they do, where they'll become water or become ashes when they die, and then come back later elsewhere, but... So, that's what you learn, the basics of being a revenant, basically.
Okay. Is there anything that would keep the soul here?
Nothing that you can find. This is sort of a very basic tome that you've found. That's just the 1, 2, 3s of being a revenant, or revenant in me. That kind of a book.
So you become a revenant, a guide.
Yeah.
Reading up on revenants, a guide.
Yeah. Nothing so complex as trying to circumvent the deal.
Everything that's happening to your body is perfectly unnatural.
Everybody dies. A revenant's guide.
Can't she look
It's so
for
useful to have these.
that might have?
What was that?
Can she look for another book that might have some information?
That's pretty much all you're finding. Part of this is looking through the books and parsing the language, but another thing is a lot of these are written by divine scholars, and divine scholars being different from arcane scholars, reading their writing is different as well. And so it's a lot of translation and transliteration and
Run-on sentences.
the easiest way, the easiest ones to read are the easiest ones to read for a reason. So that's pretty much all you can parse from the books you've found. Jack is helpfully standing by.
Alright, she will ask Jack about objects that could keep a soul from leaving.
Well, I do happen to be an expert on that particular subject, don't I? He says, clicking his teeth together. Well, there are a variety of ways to keep a soul from journeying to the afterlife. There are lovely little gems you can trap them in, or bottles sometimes. Bodies, if you're a little bit into the abstract horror of existentialism, but, skeletons, zombies, golems, gems, bottles, statues, mirrors. There are many ways to trap a soul.
Any that would circumvent a revenant's death.
Well, the thing that prevents a revenant from dying is not completing their quest, so any of the above will help. If you trap their soul forever in a gem or a mirror, it will certainly keep them from completing their quest, and therefore from dying.
Best plan. Let's do that.
Wait, what I'm looking for. I mean, I'm assuming a wish spell could bring them back?
That all depends on you.
What does that mean?
Exactly what I said. A wish spell is a very particular spell, and a very powerful one at that, but how it works depends on how you ask. And be wary. When you ask for a wish, where does it come from?
Don't know. Does that depend on me, or does that depend on how it's phrased, or...
Well, when you ask for a wish, it comes from the gods.
Okay.
And if they don't like your wish, what do you think happens?
I mean, at best, nothing, but probably much worse than that.
It's kind of disconcerting, this ever-smiling skeleton sort of asking you these questions. He reaches up, takes out his monocle, cleans it from nothing, puts it back. When bartering with magics that powerful, you have to be very careful and very clever. Otherwise, you may end up like me. Gutless.
Is that how you ended up like that?
No. How I ended up like this is a much darker story. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
He pulls out from seemingly nowhere. Actually, he reaches into his coat, and you hear the clattering of bone on bone as he pulls out a violin and a bow and begins to play. And this very creepy and haunting melody pours forth from the violin as he tells a story of a man being gutted and tortured and ripped apart by demons and devils as their plaything. And then ends it with, "And then I woke up here." How true that is, I have no idea. Puts it away.
Fascinating. She's gonna look for a book on wish spells.
That would be in a different section of the library.
Okay.
He reaches out, pulls a book. The shelves open up. You step out?
Yeah.
Have fun. The bookshelf closes. And he's there on the other side already. Where to next?
Wish spells.
Ah! You don't have to look very far for that. He reaches into his ribcage and pulls out a scroll and hands it to you. Open it up, take a look. I'm sure you'll hate what you find.
Why do you say that?
Everybody does.
Will you tell me what is there?
Read it for yourself. It's half the fun.
Right, well, do so.
Open the scroll up. It says, wishes? Question mark.
That's very helpful.
He shrugs. No one really writes about wishes. I mean, except for in fairy tales. If you want, we have an extensive collection of fairy tales. All of them fairly grim, dark, and
No,
horrifying.
that's not really what I'm looking for.
What are you looking for, then?
Something that would circumvent a revenant's
Well,
dying and not being able to come back.
that sounds like something you might have to talk to a god about.
Let's start a divine slap fight over hope.
Or a devil.
I mean,
or a demon.
Graz would be up for it, but
There are a number of people you could ask for that, but I'm afraid none of them exist on this plane. Or at least, not for long. Do you happen to know any demigods you could ask? You swear he wiggles his eyebrows, but he doesn't have any eyebrows to wiggle, so you're not sure how. Well, it's no skin off my bones. So, do you have any more need here, or would you like to leave?
Anything on some of the types of objects that can keep a soul from leaving?
We have a wide variety on soul-trapping objects of all kinds. Anything in particular?
Something that would let me still communicate with it?
Well, if you're looking for mirrors that let you trap a soul, they tend to be up for conversation, but you have to look in the mirror. Gems that house souls. Well, if you put the soul in something else, like a golem or a construct of some kind. Though the soul that's trapped might then end up beating you to death with their big metal hands, so that might not be the best idea.
Would they retain sentience?
Oh, I'm certain. Souls that get trapped tend to be very angry after a while. There must be sentience in there somewhere. Though I wonder how many years it takes for that to be lost and madness to set in.
But something where the soul could choose to leave if they wanted to.
What soul would not choose to leave if a pleasant hereafter was left for them? No, unfortunately, if you trap a soul, it is very much trapped. Capital T, capital P.
why is there a capital P in the middle of that?
You'll have to ask Jack about that one.
Trapped!
Alright, well, I guess that's it then. Thank you.
Very well. If you have any further questions or research that you wish to do, please feel free to return to the Black Archives. I so get, well, very few guests. And he
Wonder why.
walks you back down to the reception desk, sits down. Well, have fun. And he just resumes his dead skeleton sitting stance.
Alright, she'll head back to the Adventurers Guild.
So eventually, most of you return to the Adventurers Guild.
Yep.
Agdrasol at 5. Do you remain where you are, or do you eventually head back?
So I probably have work tomorrow. So after he's been there for quite a while, like long enough that no one's really paying much mind to this guy praying in the corner anymore.
Mm-hmm.
When it's particularly like not crowded enough that someone might overhear him, but also not quiet enough that everyone will definitely overhear him.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna sort of start tracing the symbol of Argon on his bracers. Again, seems I'm finding myself here to repent, to ask your forgiveness, your compassion. Ever since my youth, your kindness has watched over me, and again I've come to you, asked you to forgive me, asked you to look away, because I know so much of what I do fails that. But this time I asked for your help, didn't I? I asked you to watch over me as they damned one to eternal torment and sent another down a road of darkness. So, yeah. I'm sorry again. It will probably happen again because I'm not good at this repenting thing.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Agdrasil has the town drunk's approach to religion. 15.
So you're sitting there and having this moment, and you just sort of feel your attention being drawn to the gardens. Being the mother of harvest, there are obviously garden beds in open air, quite a lot of places around the temple, and you just sort of find your gaze just idly drifting over to one of the supplicants sort of tending to the garden. And they're filling it with fertilizer and sort of watering the plants. And one in particular of the... So you're sort of looking at this bed of flowers.
Oh, not succulents, supplicants.
Supplicants, yes.
Okay, I was trying to figure out why the succulents were tending to the garden.
I mean...
Sorry.
Makes sense. And one of the... So this particular bed of flowers has several bloomed flowers, except for one. One flower in particular seems to be refusing to bloom. And that's the one you focus on. And you've no idea what that means necessarily, but you can take whatever you want from it. But your vision just sort of seems to be directed towards this tightly closed flower.
Yeah, I get it. And he's probably gonna take off at that point. By which I mean wings.
How about you, Five? How long are you staying out in the forest having a Disney princess moment?
Oh, a long time. Except that at some point I'm just going to walk around and look for interesting things that might lead to interesting things. Like treasure or stones that are pretty.
Give me a perception check.
Or,
I'm gonna go
buddies. 19.
You find on the edge of the abyss, because the forest is right there at the edge, you find a little obsidian stone.
Ooh. I pick it up.
It's about slightly smaller than your fist. Perfectly round and smooth.
I lick it.
It tastes like obsidian. Sort of glassy.
This is good. Okay, then I go find just a place to sit down, like maybe drink some water, have a little rest.
Okay. Meanwhile, the rest of you reconvene at the Adventurers Guild. Eventually. Where's Agrisol going?
Agrisol will he's not going to the Adventurers Guild, but he will head back to the Misfits Respite.
Okay.
Too.
You get there. You do see there seems to be new people there. A group of half-orcs. All dressed in this sort of dragon scale-esque armor. Wielding spears, sort of leaning. They seem to have evicted the kobolds from their table. The kobolds who aren't at the bar currently. And they're just chatting.
Cool. I'll just head up to my room and crash.
Okay. Yeah, dear and crash. The rest of you meet up at the Adventurers Guild. So, Baldrin, Hope, Corbin, Kaelin, Elisaria is still there. Galadir has left. Sitting there at the table. Unless Baldrin wanted to talk to Galadir about something.
He's fine letting him leave.
Yep. Sitting at a table.
Has Baldrin moved at all? Other than besides moving one flagon from this side of the table to the other?
Probably.
Okay.
You probably had to go to the bathroom at some point.
Generally.
That's what the empty flagons are for.
Oh, gross.
But
That's what thaumaturgy's for.
Yes.
But as the day gets later, he does bid the people in the main room good night and heads up to meditate, basically, to focus both on Storm Herald and on the tower, because he suspects that very soon he'll be learning a lot more about both.
You don't get anything more than you've had previously from these meditations. You do see the vision of the tower being entangled by some sort of corruption again, and that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And he rests.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything before they go to sleep for the night?
Hope and
Yeah.
Kaylin sit down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did all day.
Just errands. Had to go talk to people in a temple. It was good.
That's
Great.
always fun.
No, it's terrible. It was terrible. The not at all useful. It's good. And I guess we have to go into the stupid Tower of the Gods.
Yeah, that sounds...
Not fun. I'm not looking forward to it.
I could go either way.
Yeah.
From what I heard from Galadir, kind of shapes itself to your preconceptions of it, I think.
Oh.
Like how you think about what the tower is affects it, kind of. Not in like his words, he said, not super direct, like I think this place is gonna kill me, so you don't just like walk into a room full of traps and saw blades. Yeah, no, I don't know. He said it was something odd like that. It was a puzzle for him.
I preemptively apologize then. I don't know.
Why do you guys want to go in it?
Baldrin says we have to, and so does the voice in my head.
Yep.
I just want to. That's the only reason I'm going in.
Why do you want to? Why? What about this appeals to you in the slightest?
See what's in there. See what's at the top, maybe.
No one's gotten to the top and come back, though. So,
Yeah.
Waldron, why do you say that you have to?
Waldron's not
Waldron's
there.
not there.
Oh, he's not there. I'm
He's,
sorry.
Well,
yeah,
This
meditating.
could very easily have been before Boldrin went up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless you went up immediately as soon as they came in.
Probably a little
Given
before they
we-
came in.
Before they
actually.
came in? So yeah, then Boldrin wouldn't be there at all.
Given we've worked together a few times, Kaylin would know that Agdasol is super interested in going into the tower for some goddamn reason.
Yeah. I figure you get to the top, you might see past the abyss. That'd be a hell of a thing.
Yeah. So, fun fact, Corbin. Fun fact. You know the thing I told you? The task I have to do?
Oh yeah, with the scales.
Yeah. When I find them, or when I return them, this is like a two-step. It's a two-step process because I don't know. Then I die, apparently. So mixed feelings, strong mixed feelings.
Like dead, or you puff to
Yeah.
ash again and then,
No.
No.
or maybe you puff to ash and then you stay ash.
Yeah. So. It's
Yeah,
good.
that's not something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not something everybody knows exactly how they'll die.
Well, I don't exactly know.
You know when. When
Yeah.
you
Well,
do X, Y will happen.
when she finds me, yeah, that's basically the gist of it.
So
I was trying to find something that might stop it, but I got nowhere. All I found is that to keep a revenant from dying is something you would have to talk to a god about. Just
cut out the middleman in the temple.
From my
Maybe there's-
experience, it's really hard to do.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. You could always. Some gods pit each other against. They don't like each other. You could always try going to the one that's not allied with your god, I guess, and see if you can be like. I don't know anything about the gods.
Who can stop fate, though?
Another god.
Well, we
No,
just killed.
fate.
We literally just killed the god that can stop Fate's demigod.
That's something you're gonna have to talk to Boulder about. He knows.
Boldrin, he knows.
I know things.
Yeah, but you're not here.
He drinks and he knows things. No. Yeah, that's a hell of a thing to know, though.
Mm-hmm. But bonus, I don't think it will immediately turn me weird like Umbra. I don't think so. That's what I went to ask. The thing I have to retrieve.
Oh.
It's in the abyss.
I mean, even if it did turn you into something like, well, not exactly like him, but like into,
Yeah.
like demigod or something like that. I mean,
Y'all are
he was a
capable of-
dick. You're
Yeah.
not so bad.
Mm. He didn't start out like that, though. Probably.
No, you started out like that.
I don't know. I assume good things about people.
Except wizards and the
Except-
guards
No, I'm fine with wizards,
and the
actually.
priests
I'm fine with I'm not good with priests.
and the
I'm fine
priestesses.
with wizards. We've established this. I don't like them particularly.
I assume good things about people, except for this list of people.
Yes. No, I don't think so. But if I do, please stop me.
All right.
You look over and
Thanks.
see Selena passed out in the corner, by the way.
Yeah.
We should probably get her to her room. But yeah, if you pull an Umbra, make sure that you don't come back 24 hours later or however long you wait. Normally, when I hope that's not a thing, because the next I don't want to. Oh, well, actually, no, that'd be kind of cool.
Wait, what?
Fighting a demigod every day.
No.
That'd be a hell of a test.
No, that would be terrible. I don't think he.
Well,
no,
you don't
he's
enjoy fighting as
trapped.
much as I do, so.
He's
Corbin,
trapped.
the one who embraces the Sisyphean task.
No. Oh. I don't know where to get one of those gem things to trap your soul. So
don't.
you would just. I'll
I don't
figure
wanna
out a
be
way
the
to take
thing
care
that
of
you
you.
that you keep fighting over and over. No.
I know that. I know that. Sorry, it was just a little thought thing
Okay.
in my head.
Okay.
I'll try to end it that first fight.
Thanks. Please do.
I will kill you the first time.
Yeah.
Basically, we've gone real dark.
Yeah. I will make your death quick. But yeah. I might, depending on how long it takes, be heading to the southeast for a while. Everybody's welcome to come with. But
Wait, why?
I ran into some battle priests. Might see what they're about. And the only reason that I might be seeing what they're about is because I watched them fight impressively for over a half an hour and didn't tire as much as they should have against a Templar or against a sundered cathedral.
So what, you want to recruit them?
They're looking for recruits. And anybody that offers a good fight, I'm always up for.
To be a priest. This means I'm
no.
going to have to hate you.
Not,
okay.
No, not books and scrolls and cast spells. Priest. Beat the shit out of things, priest. Kultir.
Who's he?
The god of war.
The war god.
Oh.
That's his title, literally the war god.
All right. I don't know. I want to stay away from gods as much as possible, just in general. They don't care what happens to us, so I just don't. I would
Oh, look,
really
yeah,
Graza's
appreciate-
back.
I'm not.
Sure is Graza in here.
I'm not.
The spirit
Right,
of
I'm
Graza
not
watches
searching.
over us all.
I'm not searching for.
To be fair, Graza was a lot more clear on what she disliked about the gods and what she thought about the gods.
I'm
not
secretive.
searching. I'm not searching to find a god or to I don't know, interact with a god or anything like that. I could give two shits if Kultir actually does anything. These guys know how to fight. I can learn some things from them. That's it.
Okay. And yeah, that's like where I don't have any more interest in continuing the conversation. Hopefully.
I don't either.
Yeah.
So, 5.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty dark outside.
Yep.
You still staying out there?
Yep.
How long are you staying out there?
Has Five slept outside before?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably a while.
You staying the night out there?
Yeah.
Okay. In the morning, eaten by wolves. Anyways, the rest of you...
Not next to the abyss, obviously. That would
No,
be
you'll
a
just
poor
get eaten
choice.
by whatever the abyss decides to spit out. It's fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
I can make a fire. Most things are afraid of fires.
You can make a forest fire.
Yeah, I would be careful.
The rest of you
Ish.
all go to bed.
Oh, we'll carry Selena up to her place.
Yeah.
And
You carry
Throw her
Selena
down.
up and throw her passed out ass into bed.
Yep.
Sarah, give me a D100 roll.
Okay.
What
How many-
wild animal eats you?
How many wild animals?
50.
Right down the middle.
50. Good roll.
A
You
pack
find
of wild
you
dogs.
find yourself waking up in the middle of the night to the sound of beating wings.
It's a dragon.
I lay really still.
After a little while, the ground shakes as something massive lands nearby.
I get up and I move towards the nearest tree to hide.
So as you get up, you are confronted with a face.
Chicken.
You see before you, reflected in the moonlight, the brass-colored scales of a dragon.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be fantastic.
With golden eyes just sort of staring at you.
Is it Vex?
No.
Yeah.
Aw.
I stay very
Vex was a copper dragon.
still,
It looks at you.
so
tilts
it's
its
not
head.
too offended.
It is not often I find small mortals sleeping alone in the forest. What are you doing out here?
5.
5 what?
5. She's standing very still.
Tilts its head the other way.
Tries to give it a winning smile, like, "Hey, buddy, I'm one of the good ones."
Give me a persuasion roll?
21.
No, see, that was your persuasion, not your persuasion.
This... You realize that you can't quite see the full extent of its form because the forest blocks it out. But it is definitely massive, dragon. Rears its head back and looks down at you. Perhaps this form is startling. And the massive dragon shrinks into a two-legged being, wearing sort of the best thing would be to would like capri pants, like torn off at the bottom end, sort of a white sash around its waist, that sort of connects around the waist and then up across the shoulders. No shirt or shoes or anything like that. With long, shaggy, platinum blonde hair to the same sort of golden glowing eyes that it had previously, and this sort of elven human hybrid form.
I recognize this artwork.
Sort of standing there, not quite, William. Close, but not quite. With his arms crossed, you assume, definitely male body at least. Well then, is this more comfortable?
She's thinking no, because now you're extremely attractive and I'm nervous. But of course doesn't say that. She kind of looks around for her notebook and goes and gets it.
You get it.
And then writes down, no, because you're extremely attractive and I'm nervous.
Looks at it, his draconic eyes, sort of reading over the text. How peculiar. Who are you?
5.
He looks at the notebook, waiting for an explanation.
My name is 5.
Ah. Well.
At least, that's what it's been for as long as I can remember. I had another one once, but I don't remember what that was.
Interesting. I am Maxodantilus, though you can call me Max. Most people do. Why are you out here in the forest all alone?
I don't really know why. It seemed like there were too many people.
Well,
And they wanted certain things that I didn't want. So I wanted to be away from them.
that's fair enough. Often when people want things of me that I don't want, I simply turn them into dinner, but I assume that's not proper etiquette amongst mortals.
Sometimes I just light them on fire. But they've told me that's not nice.
When I light things on fire, people aren't typically around afterwards to tell me it's not nice, so that might be a thing that I've been missing.
Yeah, but you're big. When I do it, I'm not that big.
Perhaps you simply need to be larger.
The conversations a brass dragon has with a random drow.
What can I polymorph into? Can I polymorph into a dragon yet?
Polymorph has very specific limitations.
I can only
CR of your level, I think.
And also,
Okay.
regular polymorph is only beasts.
Oh. I turn into a horse
True
and
polymorph.
then back.
Not quite as impressive. Nor exactly what I meant, but A for effort.
I don't get that, but okay. Why are you out here?
No, you can transform into anything. It doesn't have to be a beast. But it is, it is challenge rating equal to or less than your level.
Oh.
But it doesn't have to be a beast. Polymorph can be anything.
Okay.
The new
Next
one
week,
can
I
be any
become a
beast
blender.
whose challenge rating is equal to or less than
Oh,
the
is it any
target's.
beast?
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
There's a typo in my book. All right.
Yeah, true polymorph is any creature.
There's a
Next week, I
typo
still
in my
become a
book.
toaster oven.
Anyways, that being said. Well, regardless. There are dangerous things that roam the night, especially along the abyss's edge. It would be wise.
I
of
know,
you
I came out of
to-
there.
Well, there are things far more dangerous than you. It would be wise to not spend the night near it. These woods, and to the south of here, as of late, have been home to creatures of the night that, well,
Shit, if I could ask a dragon one question.
let's just say, mortals beware. And he, like, sort of seeing you not having a reaction to that.
I'm just thinking. She's not.
Yep.
She's not reacting. She's just thinking.
He looks around, sniffs. The sniff of a hunter hunting for something.
I offer him the rock that I found earlier.
He doesn't seem to react to it.
I lick it again. See if it changed taste.
It didn't.
Okay.
My prey seems to have eluded me this evening.
Are you on a date?
You could say that. Though in this particular instance, my date is, well, also the main course.
How did you get a date?
I pursued it.
Oh. Do you live around here?
Yes.
Like, as a guy or as a dragon?
Both.
Okay.
I would recommend you get within the walls of your city before the night is out.
It's not my city.
My use of the term "your" there was less of an ownership thing and more of the city where mortals sleep and eat and shit and other things.
Some of them.
Either
Not where I
way,
came from.
this
Can I go
area
with you?
is. I'm not going there. I'm going to continue my hunt.
Yeah, I get that.
It would be best if you would seek shelter. It is not a creature that mortals should hunt lightly.
Well, technically I would just be spectating. You could hunt. I would just, like, hang out, make conversation. Fire stuff. Fire hands. The notebook goes up in flames and she's like, no, no! Slaps it out.
His face doesn't change. He blinks several times, though. You can tell he's thinking about something.
He's gonna eat me.
You don't know what it is that he's thinking, though. He lets out a sigh that lasts longer than sighs typically do.
Still got dragon lungs.
And
People generally have that
turns
reaction upon talking to Five.
and walks to the south without saying anything in response.
Five makes a note in her book. Day 45. No more friends that I started with. He was pretty.
Do you resume sleeping out here, or do you head towards the walls?
Oh, I really want to chance it. I'll just go take a walk. We'll see if I get back to the city.
Okay. Which direction are you walking?
I don't know which way was the city.
North.
Oh. Oh, yeah, because I could follow that guy. He was really pretty. No, I'll head back towards the city in a sort of general way.
All right. You end up back north towards the city. Do you actually go inside, or do you stay outside along the walls?
No, I'll stay outside along the walls.
All right. You can eventually finish your night's sleep along the walls with relative comfort because there are guards there. And you all eventually awake in the morning in your various places.
Boldrin is very quickly up out of his room and downstairs waiting for people to show up.
Baldrin's the first to the breakfast table.
Corbin second.
Yeah, all right. I get up. I go downstairs.
So, Corbin,
Yeah.
ready to enter a mysterious tower that likes to change based on who's entering?
Yeah. I wanted to make another stop before we did, though.
Sure.
You guys are welcome to come with, but I actually have to head back to that Misfits Respite place for a quick errand.
Certainly.
And that's where the winged one is, isn't it? What they coming with?
I
You don't know.
believe they'd expressed an interest.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm sure less people.
Agdrasol, did you tell them that you stayed at the Misfits Respite? Like, when you first met?
Yeah, because that's where he was sleeping all of the month that they weren't working together. So if no one else knows, Corbin knows because we were both.
Yeah, no, you guys. Yeah, you guys would know.
I was taking jobs via Corbin, if
Yeah.
I remember right.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys would know then where Agdrasol stays.
But yeah, there's some battle priests over there that I want to talk to. Maybe see what they can teach me.
Well,
I wanted to go and fight that dude in the center of town.
I want
The
to
one
watch
guy.
that.
You're more than welcome to.
I might want to take another stab at him.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
certainly spectate that.
that sounds
Yeah.
better and better the more I say it. Oh, yep. Uh-huh.
All
I
right.
need to hit things.
Okay.
That's what I like to hear.
Are
Yeah.
you going to get Agdrasol first, or are you going to do that first?
I think Agerstone wants to go see that.
Kalen is also at the Misfits Respite.
Nah.
Okay, yeah, Kalen also stays at the Misfits Respite, so.
Yeah, we can go stop by and
Yeah.
let them know.
I'll s-
But then
yeah.
I am going straight to the center of town to hit things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try and hit things and probably miss constantly.
Hey, no, that's not what she needs right now, Boldrin.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that in character.
Okay.
All right. So you guys head to the Misfit Respite. You
Yep.
find
I just know that this fight's theme is one-winged angel.
you find Agdrasol, obviously, and you also find Kalen, and there are a variety of half-orcs staying there as well.
I'll walk up to the half-orcs. Well, if there's one or two of them, or if I see Garduk,
Yeah, you see Garduk there.
I'll walk up to him.
Hmm.
And
Welcome, Corbin. I see you've decided to join us.
yeah, see what I can learn from you guys.
Well, we'll be leaving for the trials this afternoon. If you wish to join us for it, it'll be a few days.
Okay.
After
Do
which
you-
you will be free to go your way. Providing you survive, of course. He says with a grin.
Are they that tough, are they?
The battle priests of Kultir earn glory one way or another, either through battle or through death.
Okay. Actually, yeah, I'll head out with you guys, but I have a question for you
Mhm.
that I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to. Do you want to see a fight?
Yes. That's a
Then-
silly question to ask.
I know, but formalities.
And now the rest of you have also now seen these figures, these half-orcs wearing what looks like dragon scale leather.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gentleman in the middle of town, in the middle of the city.
Yes.
Or- yeah.
Yeah, somewhere.
And one of my friends wants to take a stab at him, and I might, if they don't win, I might want to take a stab at them after.
Well, it'd be a good place for you to show off your skills at the very least.
Yeah. I thought you guys would have at least heard about him, but he's been pretty vocal about it, so...
We've only just arrived yesterday,
Oh.
so...
That's true.
Also, we don't have a habit of taking up random challengers. But... Certainly. Let us go see this man of yours.
Yeah, alright. So, yeah, I'll walk back over to the group and introduce Gardic, Hope, Agasol. Anybody know where 5 is?
I haven't seen her.
Baldrin, and Kaelin.
You have all been introduced to Garduk, the Battle Priest of Kultir. Which, Baldrin, you know, Battle Priest of Kultir means Paladin.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I promised you guys I'd come for drinks, didn't I?
Also,
Yeah.
the tower. We remember you saying that you were interested in the tower.
Yes. Interested in the tower. I owe... Shin, that kid, too.
Well, currently we're going to go watch Hope and potentially Corbin try and take on our open challenger in the middle of the city.
We're gonna fight things. Do we need to check on Hope on 5?
The other alpha pacifisty one?
Who?
Which 5? She can take care of herself. If she's not here by the time we're entering the tower, I'll take a look around for her. But with
If you need me to do a flyby, if she's in the city, I can find her pretty easily.
that might be needed, but at the moment with Umbra gone, she should be safe to take care of herself.
Okay.
Cutting over to 5 in the morning. What you doing?
Looking around for something to eat.
So you head back into the city?
No, just looking
Just
around.
around outside? Give me a
Are
survival
there any
check.
plants?
Give me a survival
Any
check.
plants I can eat?
Give me a
See
survival
if any
check.
of those squirrels are still hanging around.
Roast squirrel would be good. 12.
Yeah, you managed to find... There are obviously squirrels. Quite a lot of squirrels. And yeah, there are herbs and things you can eat.
All right. I eat some of those things.
Okay, you staying outside?
Yes.
All right, back inside. So, unless there's any objections, you all head to the place of challenge.
Yes.
So you all find yourselves standing outside a dirt arena, basically, underneath a tree. This mighty oak that's sort of a sacred tree to Kor, the god as well as the city, but where this man has been standing and defeating opponents. You all approach and see him. He is looks to be a fairly old man. Long white hair hanging down to the middle of his back with a long white beard, sort of white gray beard, sort of hanging down to his chest. Wearing a pauldron that is strapped to one shoulder and down, and an armored gauntlet on that same arm, but no shirt or any other armor like that. Has like sort of an armored belt, and then pants that have these armored skirts to them. But his like upper torso is bare and covered in scars where it's visible. And he sort of stands there with a greatsword planted in the ground off to the one side, awaiting challengers.
Yep. Stepping
So-
forward.
We never established. Do I know anything about this guy having been living in the city?
No, he just appeared. He appeared a month ago or so and issued an open challenge. It hasn't been defeated since.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
That is what I meant when I said, "Do I know anything about?"
That's
this
what you
guy?
know. Yes.
Hello, I'd like to challenge you.
You are
my
welcome
name's-
to.
Yes. Are there any rules so that I may break them?
There are no rules. Just you by
Good.
yourself, or are you bringing an ally with?
Can I bring an ally with?
Certainly.
Corbin.
Tag me in.
Ah! Do this.
I am Aziel, and
Nice
I
to
welcome you to your defeat. And he just pulls the greatsword out of the ground, flicks it around, and puts it on his shoulder. Well then, you have the first strike. I'm going to roll initiative.
All right.
All right.
As battle music starts playing out of nowhere.
As he willingly takes 1 on his initiative.
One helps because otherwise mine's terrible.
Bum 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 bum. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da.
All
I
right.
want to hit things for once.
And yes, he does willingly take 1 on his initiative. So, Corbin, you're first.
All right. I will. How far away is he?
He's standing in the middle of this ring. The ring is about 30 feet total
Okay.
in circumference, in width. So you're at the edge of it, so you're about 30 feet away from him.
Okay. So yeah, I'll use all of my movement to get up to him, and I'm gonna take a. Let me quick. Because I don't know if I have it written in my thing. I'm gonna use my fainting attack.
Okay.
So let me. I'm just gonna open my book and. I know it gives me advantage, but I don't remember if it uses the bonus action or not.
I mean, most things do. You roll the superiority
Yeah.
die and do a thing.
Yeah.
Let me pull it open here.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Spend 1 superiority. You use bonus action on your turn to faint. Choose one creature within 5 feet of you as a target. You have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature. If the attack hits, add superiority die to the attack's damage roll.
All right. Yep. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
No, I just. Oh, damn it! I can only use 1 maneuver per attack. So, all right. Yeah. So fainting attack, advantage. I'm just gonna roll it twice. Heavy spear, which 25.
25 hits.
All right. So there's damage, and then superiority die. Where'd you go?
Hang on. Just one
Right there. So 19 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Yeah, let me look at the thing. Let me look at
First
the thing real quick.
attack, and then next attack is just regular. Bam, 27.
Okay.
27
hits as well.
Okay. And I'm actually going to make that a tripping attack.
Okay.
So 7 plus 1 is 8. Then he's got to make a strength saving DC of 16.
Hang on real quick. I'm looking at something. Okay. Yeah. So he succeeds his strength save. So you run in and stab. You stab and stab, sort of bringing the spear across and then in. And you sort of get him twice across the chest. And then you whip the end of the spear around to like take his legs out from underneath him. And you hear the cracking sound of wood on flesh. And he doesn't move. So.
All right.
Okay.
That's me.
Hope.
All right. I rage.
All right.
And circle around so I'm flanking with
Okay.
Corbin. And I could be smart and pause and try and incite him, but no, I'm just gonna attack with advantage. With the scimitar effect.
Okay.
19.
A 19 hits. Roll damage.
Finally. 10 slashing damage. And my ancestral protectors things happen.
All right.
For the first time.
Read those out.
Okay, starting when you choose this path at 3rd level, spectral warriors appear when you enter your rage. While you're raging, the first creature you hit with an attack on your turn becomes a target of the warriors, which hinders its attack. Until the start of your next turn, the target has disadvantage on any attack roll that isn't against me. And when the target hits a creature other than you with an attack, that creature has resistance to the damage.
Okay. So,
as
Hope comes across and slices him in the back, drawing a bit of blood. And as Hope does, these sort of ethereal blue warriors just sort of explode out of her and appear on either side of her, sort of harrying the enemy. Now it's his turn. He sort of rolls his neck. Good attempts. Now allow me to retort. And he flips the greatsword up in his hand and swings around behind him at Hope. A 31 hits you, I believe.
Yeah.
You take...
What is the point of my armor class? Nothing.
You take 10 points of slashing damage, which is not resisted by your rage.
Oh, okay.
As this sword glows with radiant light as it slices into you. 7 points of radiant damage, and then another 4 points of radiant damage.
Okay, I have resistance to those?
Nope.
Even from
Oh,
the
wait,
ASMR,
no,
I think?
you do. You do have resistance
Yep.
to those from being an ASMR. Yep.
So,
3 and 2. So 10
and
points
2.
of slashing and 5 points of radiant total. So as he just...
Okay.
And then, while still looking at Corbin, hits you, reverses his grip, and swings again at you.
I think I recognize this ability.
Does a 26 hit you?
It does.
Not
but
you,
I'm
not you,
prepared.
Hope. Not you, Hope.
Yes.
All right. That's 13 slashing. That is not resisted. 8 radiant, which is reduced to 4.
Okay, so...
And 2 radiant, which
17.
is reduced to 1.
18. Okay.
And there's an explosion of divine energy. As you take another 12 points of radiant damage, reduced to 6.
Ow! Okay.
Hang on 1 second. Does he have more than just 2 attacks? Nope, he's only got the 2. So he basically, like, reaches around behind, hits you twice with the greatsword without taking his eyes off of Corbin, and then plants it back into the ground. That makes it Corbin's turn.
Yep, now he's just being a dick. So yeah, 1 second. I gotta look up. No, I don't have to because I have it written in here already. Okay, yep. So I'm gonna quick stab at him.
Okay.
So, nope.
A 14
That
misses.
misses. Yep.
Oh, you have advantage because you're fleeing with Hope.
Oh yeah. 28.
28 hits. So.
Blam, 7 point. I'm rolling minimum damage. Bummer. And then, yeah, I'm gonna stab at him again. I'm gonna, 20.
20 hits, roll damage.
And yeah, I'm gonna try to trip him again.
Okay.
So there's that and that. So 11 points of piercing damage, and then 16 DC.
So yeah, you stab the blades, the blade of your spear is slicing through him, drawing blood 2 more times, and then whip that spear around, aiming for like the back of his knee. And again, you hear this cracking sound as this back of the spear hits his knee, and nothing happens. He does not fall.
Okay. Can't really do anything else as a bonus action. Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
Right. Hope.
Who the fuck are you? I'm gonna take that superior healing potion as my bonus action.
He responds by saying, Aziel, the man you challenged.
And I'm gonna take that healing potion, which what's a superior healing potion?
8d4 plus 8.
Okay, yeah. Let's spend this on something random and useless.
Does that provoke
Random
an
fight.
attack of opportunity? Hang on, let me check something.
29 hit points.
All right, you heal
Very
for
nice.
29.
Yeah. Which brings me to 30, 44. And then bonus action, insightful fighting. I'll roll that in the thing so you can see it.
Okay.
Where is it? I have too many.
Doesn't that just give you advantage
That
you already
I
have
am
for
also
flanking?
just trying. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out
Yeah, give me an insight roll.
who the hell he is and
Sure.
what he is.
Give me an insight roll.
Okay. 11. Terrible.
Mostly what he is unreadable.
Mhm.
Like he's presenting a very open stance, and like obviously you guys are hitting him like it's nothing. And he's smiling and grinning, and doesn't seem to be hurt by any of the damage you're like. He's definitely bleeding. You're stabbing him, but he's taking it like it's nothing and like smiling the whole time.
Question.
Yes.
Do I recognize this individual or his fighting style from any like warrior monks or like faith warrior orders or?
Give me a religion check.
And also, you didn't use your sneak attack in the last?
20.
Oh, thank you. I did not.
Yep.
Yeah.
You forgot it.
Yep, you
Too
forgot.
late.
So yeah,
Well, that's
Because
terrible.
it's a may ability, not a must ability.
yeah.
8.
That wouldn't have you missed it, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You don't get to go back a turn. With a 20 religion, he's not fighting in any fighting. Like you're sort of analyzing the way he's moving, and it's like he's not even fighting like a person that knows how to fight is. He's not guarding against anything. He's not like he's swinging the sword without looking. You do not recognize anything about him.
So he comes from the Superman school of combat.
Yes.
Damn it! When Jeremy's not here, no one gets
No,
the
no,
comic book
I get the
references.
reference, but in universes. Anyways, but yeah, no, you're not. He is a mystery to you. You are definitely detecting the radiant energy coming off of the sword as he hits things with it.
Does the sword? Because even a magical weapon wouldn't normally cut through Hope's rage like a normal like that sword does.
Give me another religion check.
Does the sword seem unique? 13.
Seems like a normal greatsword to you. Oddly like a normal greatsword to you.
My original theory of it's just Marduk is getting a little bit more believable.
Hope, does a 29 hit you?
Yes, it does.
13 slashing, 2 radiant.
Okay. You already putting in the halving on the radiant?
So that's halved down to 1.
Cool. 14.
And 14 radiant, which is halved to 7. As he reaches back around, smashes you again. And again. A 25 hits you, I'm assuming.
Yeah. My armor class is useless.
12 slashing, 1 radiant, which is reduced to 1 because at minimum 1.
Yeah.
And another 2 radiant, which is reduced to 1. And this time the sword glows again. This time it's glowing with a different energy than the previous radiant energy, which Boldrin you can see from the sidelines as well.
Now it is dark energy.
No, it's not dark. It's sort of neutral. I need to look at a number real quick. Yep, okay.
Given my familiarity with other planes, do I recognize anything about his
Give me a
aesthetic?
nature check. 29 points of force damage. Oh.
Wow.
A what check?
I'm
Nature
unconscious.
And as the strike passes through a second time, Hope blinks out of existence.
Okay, I think I recognize that one.
You definitely
Banishing
recognized Banishing Smite, yes. 1 down. 1 to go. There is definitely something of an otherworldly nature to this person, Agdrasol. He's moving in a way that doesn't make sense for mortals, which typically means otherworldly. You're not quite certain what variant of otherworldly, but this is definitely some sort of outsider, not a human, as he looks.
Not a human from a different plane. I'm an elf from a different plane. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Actual outsider.
Yeah.
Non-mortal.
Yeah. Corbin.
All right. So now I'm a little peeved that he decided to take care of one person before the other and not fight. He just ignored me.
I mean, he's been looking at you the whole time.
Yeah, but no, he didn't even swing at me. So now I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
And going to feint attack again. So advantage. Natural 20.
That hits.
Yes.
Yep. So that's 14 plus another 2 points. Jesus. And then gonna fucking hit him again.
Yep.
Yeah, that one misses.
13 misses. So yeah, you stab in and you slice past his side. Blood starts seeping out of a fresh wound. And you whip it around to get him again, and he just sort of moves the greatsword and intercepts your spear with it. My turn. Oh, a natural 20.
Oh, I'm immune to crits.
You are actually.
You are immune to crits.
Oh.
Yeah, adamantine armor.
Yep.
Adamantine armor. Which is fine. So you just take 14 points of slashing damage and 8 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And then
I'm gonna parry the 14. So,
which does what?
It's
basically.
Yeah, mitigate some of the damage. Let me see, because I can only riposte if he hits or if he doesn't hit me. Superiority die plus my dex mod.
Right.
So
D8 plus
actually
your dex
no,
mod.
I'll just take the 14.
All right.
14 plus what? Radiant.
14 plus 8 radiant, and another 4 radiant.
Okay, so 14 plus 12.
And it comes back around again, this time glowing with that same ethereal energy. A 26 hits you.
Does.
16 slashing, 4 radiant.
I will parry that one. So.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. So that's
So 8
11.
slashing.
11. Because it's plus my dex.
Oh, okay. So then 5 slashing, 4 radiant, plus another 7 radiant, plus 39 force damage.
Jesus.
And you just feel rocked as the sword hits you again, and Hope's body appears on the ground behind him, unconscious.
So he added 2 different radiant things and then force damage on top of it?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm unconscious.
Ah, so yeah. So you
That is 81
hit the
points
ground.
of damage, even with me mitigating.
Weapon
11 of it.
does divine damage on its own. He's clearly some kind of paladin, so divine smite
Yeah.
and then banishing
Yeah.
smite.
Yeah.
So as you hit the ground, he flips the sword back around, stabs it into the ground, reaches down. The two of you fought well, but it's unfortunate you're not quite powerful enough yet for my needs. And touches both of you, and you both feel all of your hit points return as your wounds close in a flash of light. And he stands back up, leaning on the greatsword. Well fought.
I didn't hear a thing you said. What?
Yeah.
Well fought. Not quite strong enough for my purposes, but well fought indeed.
What are your purposes?
Ah,
Yeah. What the hell are you looking for?
only the one strong enough to defeat me will learn that.
Okay, with that, do I get anything else about otherworldly shit? Because that is specific and suspicious.
I mean, other outsiders will often interact with mortals for very specific purposes. This one seems to be wanting somebody who is strong enough to defeat him for some reason. Like, there's no specific call out or anything to like a specific otherworldly entity. But yeah, he's some sort of from his fighting style and from the energies that he was putting out, the fact that he just healed both these back to full, he's definitely some sort of divine or celestial being. Definitely not a fiend or a fae. But yet that doesn't really give you much more.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna shake off the soreness and shame real quick and start walking back to the group of battle priests. I just said, "Hey, let's go watch me fight." Then I get my ass kicked in one hit.
Garduck looks down at you and sort of pats you on the shoulder. No need to feel shame. That is a far superior opponent.
Yeah.
Where did you get the sword from? I'm still standing there staring at him.
Looks over his shoulder at you. It's mine.
I feel like I feel like I'm staring at a planetar paladin.
Aziel. At your service.
Okay, other question. Based on how long it took them, how little damage he seemed to take, but that from the other two, how long would it take me to kite him if he couldn't hit me out of the sky?
A long time.
Good to know. I'm not in the habit of wasting arrows.
If he couldn't, and he's fought mages and other people that had like really
Yeah, no,
really
he
things
definitely could. It's more of a hypothetical.
Well, come back when you are mightier, and if you can defeat me, you'll learn my purpose. And a handsome reward besides.
I'll definitely be back.
I turn and walk away.
He resumes his stance, waiting for challengers.
He just told us to get good.
Boldrin looks up at Garduck and kind of, what's your read on him?
He looks at him. He's not a warrior of Kultir. His movements are too unorthodox, untrained. He fights as if he doesn't care about the injuries he sustains. He fights as if he doesn't care about the most effective way to defeat his enemies. This is a being of raw power. If you imagine, to a normal person, how much effort do you think a dragon exerts to kill its prey?
Depends on what it's hunting.
Quite depends on the dragon's preferences.
A cow,
Which-
for instance.
Oh, none at all.
That's the amount of effort he was exerting.
Yeah, I knew that. I just didn't want to hear it.
I don't really want to think about dragons eating cows today.
I quite frankly don't want to know what it looks like when he's fighting seriously.
I do, the battle priest
Yeah.
says, but
Yeah,
I
me
am
too.
not the one to find that out.
I do, from a very safe distance. Hopefully not against me.
Well, when you're ready, he says, looking over at Corbin, we'll be at the south gate this afternoon. And he heads out.
Okay.
You want company, Corbin?
I mean, I already said you guys are welcome to come with. Think,
To the tower?
No,
Well-
he's going out to do some sort of trial thing.
Cool.
yeah. Some tryouts. Trials. Well, did you guys wanted to go into the tower today?
No,
Well,
I
Baldrin.
still have other things I have to do first, but
Look at Baldrin.
I know you wanted to get in there as soon as possible.
I did.
Yeah. You said you were gonna wait a couple days, so I figured, hey, a couple days.
It sounds like you'll be gone for more than a couple of days.
Yeah, we'd be heading to the southeast.
Well, at the very least, I think I can learn some more about the tower while people are gone if I'm the only one who wants to go in.
I mean, I still want to go in. I just want to see what I can learn from these people before.
You're welcome to. I might do a bit of scouting if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
I want to go
I'll
in.
help you.
I owe a powerful mage a drink, and I don't want to continuously owe that once I go into the tower.
Go take the Shadowborn out for a drink. I want to see what the first floor of the tower looks like to me.
I'll
Okay.
go with you, Baldrin.
How, given I know a lot about the tower, given it's my
Mm-hmm.
most of
Yep.
the reason I'm still on this plane of existence.
Yeah.
How likely is it they're coming back out?
If they only
If
go into
they
the lobby
just
area, they
take a
should
look.
be fine.
Okay.
Plenty of people have like gone into the just the entry hall and then immediately decided, nope, and left.
Nope.
Okay. Well, don't stray too far in. You should be okay.
Certainly.
I'll go with you guys.
All right, that makes 3.
All right.
Agdrosol, if you could do a quick lookout for 5 and just make sure they're still nearby while we head towards
I'll
the tower.
find your 2 fiery ones for you. How's that?
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I mean, last I knew,
You know where Selena's at, passed out
Selena's
at the
still
Adventurers
passed out.
Guild.
Yes, it's more of a metaphorical find than a physical find in that case.
But I appreciate it. I'm about to go make my way to a tower.
So, we're going to start with you 3. The 3 of you head to the castle, which is sort of the entry point to the tower in Core. You're greeted by guards, the castle guard, who let you through upon stating your intentions and showing of your Adventurers Guild badges. They let you through into an open courtyard in front of this tower. This is the first time any of the three of you in particular, have stood at the base of the tower and looked up. It extends beyond sight straight up into the sky, which is a disconcerting sight. This massive, imposing structure just, again, strikes both awe and fear in your minds as you look at it. This innate strangeness to it. And as you approach the massive citadel-like doors, open to your presence.
How are you so calm about this? This is fucking creepy.
This is how I reveal the rest of the world. If I can ascend this tower and find its answers, I might be able to complete the world that is sadly lacking. Or at the very least, peel away the veil that is hiding it.
It's very noble. Don't die. As I sort of pat you on the back and sort of shove you forward.
I have no intention of dying. I suspect I may be challenged, but I'm looking forward to what I might see inside. He steps through the door.
All three of you going?
So weird. Yes.
Yes.
So you step in, and you pass beyond this threshold. The door behind you closes, and the area lights up around you. It's sort of this ambient light. You're not quite sure where it's coming from, though bits of the walls seem to be glowing as if the stone itself is emitting the lights. You look around in this sort of perfectly white, spherical room, much smaller than the tower itself is. Maybe 50 feet total across. On the far end, there is sort of columns that are half protruding from the wall. Two of them side by side with doors in them. And in the middle of this whole thing is a plinth, or a platform that looks like it has a desk at it. On the left and right, you see more columns, but they're much smaller. Just like sort of in a row of 10, sort of 5 on one side, 5 on the other, just along the right and left hand side of the walls. And just sort of instinctively, you guys approach the center platform where this desk is, and there's a chair on it, whose back is currently turned to you. And as the three of you approach, you hear a voice coming from the chair. It seems we have guests. And the chair turns around, and the three of you are confused to see a giant sloth sitting in this chair. And that's where we're going to end for the night. As this giant sloth looks over the desk at you. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.